Hello friends and my lovely viewers. Welcome back to the channel of Neon Safe, aka the channel of prettiness. Today we are diving into the amazing looking game called Tides of Annihilation.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. I'm tired of shit.
Alright, let's talk about Tides of Annihilation. If you're here, you've probably heard something about this game. Maybe you've seen the trailers, maybe you've heard people calling it brutal, challenging, maybe even unfair. But is it actually worth playing? Or is it just another game that thrives on making you suffer? Well, let's get into it. So first up, let's talk about the world, because this is one of the first things that really grabbed me. Tides of Annihilation does not do that hand-holding, chosen one nonsense, where you're some legendary hero destined to save the world. Nope. Here, you're just someone. You're a piece in a much bigger, much more chaotic system, and trust me, this game makes sure you feel that. The lore? Insane. The devs didn't just throw together a generic dark fantasy world and call it a day. This place actually feels lived in. Every faction, every ruin, every bit of dialogue from NPCs, there's weight behind it. It doesn't feel like you're just moving through a video game world. It feels like you're stepping into something ancient, something on the brink, and that tone, it's brutal. Nothing in this world is here to help you. You will struggle, you will die, and if you're not paying attention to what's happening around you, you'll probably have no idea why. Which, honestly, I respect. Games these days are way too obsessed with making sure you always feel powerful and always have a clear objective. Tides of Annihilation says, nah, figure it out. And personally, I love that. Okay, so the combat, it's fast, it's aggressive, and when it works, it feels incredible. The moment you actually start to understand the flow of combat, how to chain your abilities together, when to dodge, when to fully commit, it's like everything clicks. But, and yeah, there's a but. This game does not care if you're struggling. The mechanics can feel punishing if you don't have your timing down. Enemies hit hard, and some abilities feel like they have weird delays that can throw you off if you're used to more responsive combat systems. It's not game-breaking, but it is noticeable. Sometimes you hit an ability, and instead of that smooth, instant reaction, there's this slight hesitation. It's subtle, but when you're in the middle of a fight, it can mean the difference between landing a perfect combo or getting your skull caved in. Now, if you're someone who loves a challenge, this is just another layer of the game's design philosophy. Nothing comes easy. But if you're someone who prefers precision and responsiveness above all else, this might frustrate you. Now, let's get into progression, because this is where the game really separates the casuals from the committed. There is zero hand-holding here. The game doesn't tell you, hey, this is the best way to build your character, or, hey, you should probably invest in these abilities. No, you're expected to figure it out, and that means trial and error, a lot of deaths, and probably some moments where you question your life choices. The build system is deep, but it doesn't throw numbers in your face like an MMO. Instead, it forces you to experiment. The difference between a good build and a bad build isn't just damage numbers, it's how you fight. You could have the highest DPS setup in the world, but if you don't understand how to weave attacks, when to parry, or when to disengage, you're still gonna get demolished. That's the thing about Tides of Annihilation. It respects skill over stats. You can grind all you want, but if you don't understand the game's systems, you're not getting far. And honestly, that's rare these days. Most games try to make sure everyone feels powerful. This game, it demands that you become powerful. You earn it, or you get left behind. Oh, the bosses. These fights? They feel like fights. No gimmicky phases where you just dodge for 5 minutes and then wail on the boss while they stand there looking stupid. Every encounter is a battle. The best part? The bosses don't just test your damage output. They test your awareness, your reaction speed, your patience. You can't just brute force your way through these fights. You need to learn patterns, you need to adjust mid-fight, and you will die a lot before you finally get that first clear. And let's talk about the variety, because these fights do not feel copy-pasted. Some bosses are fast, relentless, and all about reaction time. Others are slow and methodical, forcing you to time your attacks perfectly. No two fights feel the same, and that's something I really appreciate. Is Ties of Annihilation worth playing? Alright, bottom line. Should you play Tides of Annihilation? Well, here's the thing. If you're the kind of player who loves challenge, who loves figuring things out, and who doesn't mind getting absolutely wrecked a few before you succeed, then yes, absolutely. This game was made for you. But if you're looking for something casual, something where you can just turn your brain off and coast through, this isn't that kind of game. This game demands commitment. It's not impossible, but it will punish you if you don't respect it. And honestly, that's what makes it great. So yeah, if you're down for a brutal, rewarding experience that actually forces you to learn and adapt, then Tides of Annihilation is absolutely worth your time. If not, well, this game will chew you up and spit you out, no mercy. Anyway, that's my take. Let me know what you think. Are you into games that push you like this, or do you prefer something a little less stress-inducing? Feel free to let us know your thoughts about this game in the comment section below, and do tappy tap on the subscribe button if you want to partake in our giveaways, or if you simply want to keep up with our future contents. Thank you for watching today's video, and we will see you in the next one. Take care, stay foxy, adios, bye.